Okay, here goes. This is just a brief review of what Ira and I have been working on, and I've converted it into NinjaTrader. What I've got here on the left is a market analyzer screen which checks for the 15 and 30 moving average crossover. Now, the way it does that is by setting up a MACD in this market analyzer. So if I go to columns here, you can see that I've got a MACD setting here, which is set to 15, 30 and 1. And there is an alert condition in here which will alert me on a certain sound when the MACD line crosses the 0, which effectively replicates the 15-30 EMA cross. And Ira and I quite like that setting. And as you can see on the left here, I've set up each instrument that I'm looking at. So automatically, whenever there is a 15-30 EMA cross of any of these instruments, it will automatically show up here in the alerting system. And as you can see from the top there, it says FDAX sell 15-30 cross. So I obviously had a cross to the downside. And that is why in here, sorry, I need to go back to this. I've got two MACDs set up. One is for a cross to the downside, and if you look in the alert condition, I forgot to show you here, that is the trigger condition is a cross above the 0 line. Now that's obviously for a buy. And then I've got another MACD indicator set up here, which is for a sell. And that is when the MACD crosses down through the 0 line. So that's a potential sell. Now, I'm not just going to automatically take that trade. There's a lot more to it than that. I've also set up here a CCI alerting system. So if I just show you here, here's the CCI indicator, and I've highlighted in red the plus 100 line, and I've highlighted in green a minus 100 line. Now, I can't really show you here because this is pre-market, but just after 8 o'clock, which was what I would consider the start of the market, you had the guppies started to open up, but I would have had an alert here where the CCI line has broken up through the minus 100. So that's a potential buy signal. Now likewise, NQ, buy fast. There you go, I've just had an alert there on the NQ. And I've recorded my own voice, which is a bit tacky, but there you go. I like to have alerting systems because I can't really, when I stare at 6 or 7 instruments at once, I just go completely blank. So I need an alerting system to wake me up and direct me to that potential trade. So here you can see that the CCI line dropped down through the plus 100. Now that was a potential short, but you can't take that because you've got your guppies, your 15 and 30 EMA giving a strong uptrend. So you would probably need to wait for the 15-30 to cross over, which would have happened. Let me just have a look on here. It actually didn't happen there. It happened there, back there. Now that was a potential short. You can see where the two reds crossed there. So let me just show you quickly how I set up the CCI alert. So I go into columns here, and I've added, you have to go to this section here, indicator, double click on it, it'll come up in this box here, and then you would select CCI from here. I won't do it because I've already done it here. And because it's the faster chart that I'm working off, which is 4, 20 and 10, as opposed to my longer charts, which is 9, 48 and 24, I've put the Unirenko settings up in here. The CCI is set to 14, and now I need to set the alert condition. So I go into here, into alerts, there's 4 little dots here, and if I open this up wide enough, I've set it to give me, and I've actually recorded my own voice, FDAX buy fast, that's what it will come up as. So the condition is that if the CCI line crosses above the minus 100, I will get a CCI alert to go long. I'm not going to automatically take it because there's too many other things to consider, but it just sort of, it is a potential entry long. And likewise, I've done it here for a sell. So you have to set up another CCI instrument in the market analyzer, check that your Unirenko settings are correct, 256 bars, look back, calculate on bar close has to be set to true. Otherwise, it's giving you false signals all the time. And then again, the condition is a cross below the plus 100 is a potential sell. Let me just close these off, move that out of the way. Okay, so you can see, okay, here it wasn't correct, but the CCI line there crossed that down through the plus 100 here, and you can actually see at the top, because we've got these Heiken Ashi Renko bars which have formed a doji. You wouldn't take it there, but now it's starting to drop through. You've then got a 1530 EMA cross for which you would have had another alert, and then you'd be seriously thinking about taking a short here. Obviously it depends on the time of day. You're going to have potential, you're going to have wins and losses, but what I've done is I've set a stop loss of 20 points and a take profit of 20. Now I'm not, I'm exiting trades way earlier than 20 pips, but I find that the 20 pip stop loss is keeps me out of jail on just vibration. You can get this sort of vibration, and it's 10, 12 points, and it's not really gone anywhere. So that's it. I've probably missed a load of stuff out. Oh, the other thing is here on my main chart, you can see that I've got the Forex factory calendar. Now the great thing about that is that 15 minutes before an announcement, you'll get an alert here. If you've got your alerts window open, you'll get an alert. And I've set a voice sound to this. Okay, so the way to get your news alerts is by going into the indicators, and it's called DTTW News, which is somewhere down here. There, DTTW News 2. Okay, so I've already got it in my list here. FDAX, buy fast. Oh, I better buy fast the FDAX. I've just had an alert. And there you can see it's got I actually changed this and put my own sound recording in it, and it says, "Dude, you've got news," and that comes up in this box 15 minutes before any of these announcements, which is great. So there you go. I think that's pretty much covered the the poor man's version of trying to recreate in some shape or form the Pro 9 trader, which, as we all know, is a nice bit of kit, but it's bloody expensive. And having coughed up $2,000 for Hawkeye software, I don't really want to cough up another $2,000. So if I can make all this work, which, touch wood, seems to be going pretty well at the moment, a combination of a CCI alerting system plus IRA's 1530 Doji, whatever you want to call it, Heiken Ashi system that we've kind of cobbled together here, it's a cheap alternative. Anyway, that'll do for now. Happy trading, chaps.